Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birds vs. Boys. We are exactly 1 week out from the NFL season starting in South Philadelphia with my Dallas Cowboys and Aiden's Super Bowl champ, Philadelphia Eagles. There is chaos happening. There are injuries to be spoken of. But what needs to be started first, I think, Aiden, unfortunately, is we have more Micah Parsons drama. Have you heard the latest as of Wednesday afternoon?
I have not.
A picture is circulating on the Twitter sphere of Micah Parsons at the airport.
No, we're not doing airport photos.
Oh, we're doing airports. Is he going to Cabo? Is he going to Green Bay? But Jane Slater's reporting he is going to get a second opinion on his back. That is hurt.
Oh, the back's hurt. I listen. Everyone's commitment to this bit that they're injured until they're totally good to get their extension. If you're gonna fake it good. You know, Terry McLaurin, his foot was hurting, and now he's got a deal. And I think Micah, I say get a third opinion, get a fourth.
And with a back, like the MRI, Brian Schottenheimer said that he got last week, came back pretty clean. But like, you can't tell a player like your back's not tight. Like if my back's tight, sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like a pitcher who gets an injury and it's always their finger. Anytime someone sucks at pitching, they seem to always have a blister or inflammation in their finger. That's the equivalent in the NFL, where it's like, oh, well, their back's tight. You obviously need your back. You can't block. You can't get off the line. You can't get blocked if for some reason if your back's hurt. So I respect this commitment to the bit. I am still fully expecting to see him on the field on Thursday, and I'm going to be so annoyed when he's in the backfield on our first offensive series.
This is the first time I'm a little worried about the possibility of him not playing week 1 just because, I mean, he's going to have to practice a little bit. So he's going to have to get on the field. I know the Cowboys are off the next couple of days, so that's going to be key. I mean, we got Ricky Scoops out here on Twitter, which I don't know if you've ever seen Ricky Scoops, but like he throws everything against the ball, and sometimes it sticks and sometimes it does not. And he's basically like, saying like a deal is agreed upon with the Packers for Micah Parsons. They've agreed with him to pay him $45 million a year. And it's like, okay, cool. One, that's tampering. They can't have anything agreed to with him. So the Packers would get fined. Mulugeta would get fined. No. And 2, okay, cool. They could have whatever the hell they want agreed to. They could say, yeah, we'll pay him $75 million a year. The Cowboys aren't going to trade him. Especially, also, you're going to trade one of your best players the week before the season for draft picks at the end of next season to a team where the draft pick could be like 30 for the first round this year? No.
And your franchise quarterback is 32, so you don't help yourself now or later because you're not good in the interim if you trade him while your quarterback is still in his prime, but also like you're helping maybe later, but then you're not going to have a franchise quarterback. So maybe you use those draft picks to get a new franchise quarterback, but that's a real mystery box scenario that I wouldn't want to get myself in. I will say this in terms of this drama. I haven't seen that level of just glaring lack of culture in a sports team with Micah Parsons sleeping on the trainer's bench during a preseason game since Ben Simmons practiced with his cell phone in his pocket.
I walking in with the nachos, doing the call me thing, laying on the, it's just, it is more WWE, Aiden. It is, it's all it is. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin, like just drinking a beer in front of Vince McMahon when and refusing to go out and wrestle The Rock.
Here's you're right. It is perfect. Like it is a WWE Monday Night Raw situation.
Literally.
If I'm Ari from Entourage and I'm instructing my client so that we can get paid, here's what I'm telling Micah to do. I know he's upset. He's got to ease back. can't be sleeping on the training table.
Yep.
Can't be having nachos. Like you're kind of just half-assing it on the job, because right now he is winning the PR battle, or he was.
He was. It is flipped. I'll tell you that.
That's the problem. If you want to get paid the most, you have to put the most pressure on the front office. If you are quiet quitting your job, it alleviates that pressure, puts it back on you. So I'd say go about your business, get a second opinion on your back, so you're not even around for these scenarios.
Yep.
Let them make fools of themselves, and it'll earn you more money.
Because, I mean, it was, I would say, 85% 15 to start this offseason in favor of Micah with the fan base. And now, people are just sick of it. Like, we're just done. It's drawn out. Everyone's tired. Two,
I think
Jerry went on this media tour with Stephen A. Smith and Michael Irvin, and he is discussing how, and there are other reports that Micah called him willingly. He sent a message to Jerry's assistant asking for Jerry Jones's personal cell phone, and apparently, like, nobody has that. He got it, and he said, "I want to talk." He came in. They negotiated. Okay.
Yeah.
He left for like a couple days, came back with more terms. So went back, talked to his family, talked to his agent, came back with actual more terms that they agreed upon, left, and then he called Jerry after and said, don't talk to me anymore, go to my agent. And it's like, and it came out, they were making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, 42 a year, over $200 million. And now the fan base is like, bro, like, what else do you want?
I think, but that's my problem. If we're going to have a game here in a week, and he's going to get that number on Tuesday, and we'll see if he's on the field on Thursday, but it's just like, yeah, then he'll practice. We'll put the pads on and we'll pretend like none of this ever happened. And that's the number that he's going to get.
Yep. So we are 7 minutes in. This has to be a short show. We got a lot going on. So I'm cutting it off. 7 minutes of talk of Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones. That is enough. Micah, we'll see. Oh, I will say I do have some internal sources down there, which you know about. And I said, please don't tell me Micah like sold his house or anything, right? And they said he already did. He already did.
I forgot about that. He already sold his house?
Yes, but he moved actually closer to the stadium. The person that I know is actually going to be with Micah. Well, it's supposed to be with Micah on Friday, going over his house, and is going to get some real intel scoop. So we'll see. But now he's on an airplane, so I don't know if maybe their game night.
I was going to say, it depends on how the second opinion on the back goes. But at least we potentially could break the news here on Birds vs. Boys about what's going on. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. All right. So cut down day. I will tell you real quick. I want to jump in. This is an Eagles point. And I don't know if you know anything. I think you do. We talked about this. I love the Eagles claiming Willie Lampkin, the center from North Carolina, who got cut from the Rams, who was all he did at North Carolina was not give up sacks, even though he's a tiny human being. He is a state champion wrestler who never lost, I believe, in the state of Florida, and he is a undersized center. What better team to go to?
This is perfect. And I literally the other day was listening to a podcast talk about Howie Roseman's late round draft strategy, and it kind of applies here too. So late round draft strategy, what you would think about it is if you're going later in drafts, you probably have some cons on your resume. Well, in this scenario, he is undersized, but you probably are going to look for a prospect that at least has a few elite skills. Like you do something incredibly well. Like, yeah, you fell for a certain reason, but you must be good at something. Like if you are a high upside elite skill and maybe you have some other tangibles that don't really work out, this is a perfect example. He's undersized, but he's like a former state champion wrestler who never lost. He played offensive line in college at North Carolina, never gave up a sack. He's really quick. He's good with his hands. I know people are comparing him to Jason Kelsey already because of the size and the traits and everything like that. But again, it just feels like they don't differ or waver from their strategy, which is what I really like the best.
I mean, and it's it's a no-lose situation. Like he's good, great. He's not okay. You claimed the guy on waivers that got cut,
Yeah.
and you're not paying him anything.
Mm-hmm. You kind of needed backup center depth. So this
Yep.
is that fits that perfectly too. So I'm okay with that as well.
I loved him coming out of North Carolina. He transferred. I think he was at East Carolina first. Transferred to North Carolina. Started every game. He's a little guy, but if you watch his tape, like he just anchors and he gets low with leverage, and people aren't getting past him.
Put him in the Jeff Stoutland factory and let's go.
Make him your fullback in front
Honestly, we might. We got a certain play that people seem to not like. I think it'd be very funny if we just anchor down.
What is the strategy? Well, there's a lot of strategy behind the tush push, but like you got to get low, right?
Yeah.
Low man wins. He's already probably the lowest to the ground. So I don't know.
Yeah. He's perfect.
In Cowboys land with cutdown, I'm sure you didn't see this, but there was chaos happening in the last hours on the Twitter sphere and in Cowboys Nation because there's been a couple, I should say, darlings of the offseason for the Cowboys with like the bubble guys, right? There's always those couple guys that fans fall in love with, from whether it be Twitter clips at practice and a couple of them was Tayon Holden, the receiver from Oregon, who was undrafted rookie, who was released but now signed to the practice squad, which everyone's happy about. James Houston was the veteran D end that, there wasn't much expected from him, and he came out and has just balled out all offseason. He did make the team. But Perion Winfrey, who was in the NFL, got it taken away, went to the DC Defenders, played really well.
Oh, this guy.
At UFL. And the Cowboys love UFL guys. He was on the bubble, but Aiden, like he is like a wrecking ball from defensive tackle up the field fast, like everything that Eberflus wants in a defensive tackle in his system. And it came out Calvin Watkins yesterday that he was being released, and the world was set on fire. And then Brian Broaddus came out disputing that, saying, I'm hearing from inside the building he is not being cut. And he did make the team, and everyone is thrilled. And then Schottenheimer, during his press conference yesterday, was like, they asked him about it. And he's like, came in my office. It was me, Will McClay, and Perion Winfrey. And he's like, I might have played it up as an actor. I was probably a bit of a jackass, but, I was like, today's a tough day. Cut down day is really hard. Played it off like he was getting cut, and then told him he made the team, and everybody started crying and stuff. But it's just funny how these like little pet cats, everybody like, and that kind of shows you where the Cowboys are in terms of defensive tackle room, because like literally like guy like 52, 53, everyone's going nuts about.
That's my favorite thing. And you know what's going to happen by week 2? Not going to be mentioned once. Oh. I will say this though, the Eagles did have one of those as well, Darius Cooper. I call him baby Jamar Chase, because literally every tweet from every practice is like, and here comes Darius Cooper. He just made a leaping catch over Quinyon and Jahad Campbell. I'm like, without having seen this practice, he's described as if he's the morph of Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, which is so funny. But he made the team as well.
Wasn't Rager the next Jamar Chase after the first game? Didn't you declare that?
I did. I compared him to Julio Jones during training camp. So that honestly does go to show how far we've come. So looking at the depth chart at certain positions, we'll stick with wide receiver for 1 second. You got Darius Cooper, who I mentioned, but obviously it's A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, John Mechie, and now Cooper. It's not far-fetched to say this is the best wide receiver corps that we've ever had. It is staunchly different from 2020 when I was comparing Jalen Reagor to Julio Jones. And it is also the best linebacker corps that we've ever had. And that is honestly probably, without Nakobe back, still the best linebacking corps. So you've got certain positions here for the Eagles. is probably the best core of guys. And wow, it really goes to show how far we've come.
It really and didn't the Texans cut the tight end that you guys traded down there for Mechie for?
Yeah, they did. There was part of me who I was gonna look up the rules and I forgot to. I was like, are we just gonna sign this guy back to our practice squad after all that? So we just like trade for John Mechie and then just get the guy back and we have both and we give up
Perfect.
nothing.
Thank you very much.
Which I was gonna say, perfect for me. I'll take it.
Speaking of drafting too, and just like you were saying, the difference from back then to Rager skipping over Justin Jefferson. I put out a tweet yesterday because everyone speaks about how great the Cowboys draft, right? And recently it's been meh. And Aiden, you found this tweet that mostly Eagles on Twitter. I don't even know how he found this, but Jimmy Kempski put out the Eagles 2000. He tweeted. It's hilarious that I didn't even see that tweet. And it's so funny that this came out on the same day randomly. And he said the Eagles 2023 draft has a chance to become an all-timer. First round, Jalen Carter. First round, Nolan Smith. Third round, Tyler Steen. Third round, Sidney Brown. Fourth round, Kaylee Ringo. Sixth round, Tanner McKee. And seventh round, Moro Ajomo. I tweet on the same exact day, not even seeing that. The Cowboys 2023 draft class is almost a full zero. First round, Mozzie Smith, bust. Second round, Luke Schoonmaker, should be cut, but is still on the team. Demarion Overshone, really good, really hurt. Fehoko, cut after the first year. Awesome Richards, the offensive tackle, just traded to the Saints. John Stevens Jr., don't even remember him, cut. Jalen Brooks, receiver, just got cut. Yeah.
Just all time scrolling and seeing your tweet in that tweet was so funny to me. I was just scrolling and just like seeing them side by side. It was like you and Jimmy Kempski, and then just reading the names on both lists. It was like, and especially now because with Makuba's injury, it's almost, he did not practice today, almost surefire that Sidney Brown's going to start. So it was like Jalen Carter, who's like on pace with like Hall of Fame. Tyler Steen, Sidney Brown are both going to be starting for the first time this year. Who was the other guy in there? It was Moro Jomo, also going to be a starter for the first time.
Tanner
Nolan
McKee,
Smith,
Kaylee
now
Ringo.
going to be a full-time starter. So it was like every single person is either already a starter, trending towards all pro, or they are just like starting. Like it was just 7 starters. They just had 7 starters on a list.
There isn't a starter besides Demarion Overshone, who blew out his knee twice as a Cowboy already.
Yeah, and he can't play yet.
So, yeah, absolutely hilariously not funny as a Cowboys fan.
I thought it was pretty funny, if you ask me. It wasn't bad. It was funny to scroll and see it. That was the best part.
Speaking of getting closer and closer to this game, we have like an offensive line injury off here. Tyler Guyton's been hurt for the Cowboys. Landon Dickerson has been hurt for the Eagles. Both knees, both projected out a long time, both already practicing.
Hell yeah. Seeing that clip today of Dickerson back on the field and not even just like, doing drills on the side. He was blocking. Yep. He was hitting the pads. Let's go.
I've been saying it since he got hurt. Since the moment the news came out of the injury that it was, and it wasn't season ending, which everyone thought immediately, I said he'll be there week 1 because that's just what happens.
Yep.
I think I said it on the show to you because that's what happens against the Cowboys.
Yeah. And honestly, like I was genuinely worried. I did not think he'd be back by now. And listen, hitting the pads in practice is a lot different than hitting the pads in the real game. So we'll give it that. It's not a surefire thing that he'll be back, but it was very good to see him like out there participating a week out. So it's just like you, not only that, you have time to know if his knee will recover from a practice like this. So again, fantastic news. Give us all the guys. And yeah.
speaking of give us all the guys in the last couple of minutes we have, it did come out that Trevon Diggs was taken off PUP for the Cowboys. He hasn't practiced all year or all offseason, excuse me. People didn't think he would. There was a chance he might not even play the season. Now he's off PUP. I just want everyone to know that does not mean he's starting and playing week one. The news inside the building is that they want 8 weeks of conditioning for him before he hits the field. He will hit 8 weeks of conditioning, I believe, week 2 of the season. So I believe it's going to be. He hasn't practiced all off season. I don't see him all of a sudden just being thrown out there against AJ Brown. Not that the Cowboys have others that can play.
If he's not practicing this week, I would not expect it. So part of the reason why they do that, though, I'm sure people know this, but if you don't come off the physically unable to perform list before the season starts, you have to be on it for the first 4 weeks. Yes. Like you said, if he is hitting that target mark at 8 weeks, that means that he could be ready to go for week 2, possibly week 3. Like they hit week, and then he doesn't miss that week 3 game or week 4 game. Like you could do week 2 and then or do conditioning between week 1, week 2, practice and be ready for week 3. But it saves him at least 1 to 2 games. That does not mean he'll be ready week 1.
Did you see this Audric Estime news?
Yes.
Wow, he's
great game, by the way. I love it.
He's a bruiser. I mean, why not?
Great practice squad guy. If anything goes wrong, durability always an issue at that position. Good to load up with some guys. I like that room as well. Will Shipley has been good. We don't know yet with him. I feel like him and Dylan are still unknowns. Like they were good in preseason, but we'll see in a real game if they match what Kenny Gainwell was able to provide for you. So that's just, having an extra guy. Have an extra guy on the practice squad just in case.
I also... the last thing I'm going to say is that there was also a couple guys for the Cowboys on the defensive back end. Andrew Booth, the guy I talked about a couple weeks ago who had the pick 6 and that changed his trajectory, made the 53. And then Zion Childress, who basically kicked Keemon Hall off the team, and he was going to be their starting nickel, made the 53, undrafted rookie from Kentucky, has been playing unbelievably. Everybody's excited. He's going to, Zion Childress is going to start at the nickel week 1 in Philadelphia. Booth and Childress were both released today, and the Cowboys signed 2 other cornerbacks off waivers.
Well,
that's what they say. The 53 on Tuesday is not the 53 on Friday.
It never is. It really is not. It was fun watching the flurry today, to be totally honest with you.
Oh, and the Cowboys just are adding defensive end Dayo Odeleo to their practice squad from the Ravens, who was just released. And I know that was a big target for Cowboys fans.
There you go. We all got our end of the roster targets. I will say that.
All right, 1 week out. I know we got to run. 1 week out. 0 analytics here. 0 reasoning behind. Give me your score. We'll talk more next week and give real score. Thursday night in Philadelphia.
34-28 Eagles.
I'm doing 37-20 Eagles.
Okay.
So we're close. But you're giving the Cowboys more credit, but
mine will change every day. We know this. My opinion changes every hour.
Yep. You're gonna slowly creep towards the Cowboys just outright winning the game just to make yourself feel better.
The doubt will creep in slowly but surely, and then 5 minutes before the game. Quick story. Sorry, I know you have to go. I read a blessing at my sister's wedding, and I read it a few times, and I was like, all right, I got this. And right before we went out, I was like, let me read it one more time. And I stumbled 3 times. I was freaking out. And then I just was going out there. I was like, I know how to fucking read. It was just the doubt crept in, and I was like, oh, wait, yeah, I do know how to do this. That's how I'm going to be with the Eagles. Oh, no, They're going to lose. I'm like, wait, no, they're talented. What am I saying?
They're a better team.
They're a better team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a quick episode, 25 minutes, but we are going to be doing multiple episodes next week. Aiden and I are both going to be giving you quick 5 to 10 minute short hit episodes, me on the Cowboys, Aiden on the Eagles, and then full episodes together next week leading into Eagles Cowboys to open the season. And then obviously we will be having right after the game a reaction show that, hey, maybe we'll even have to go live on YouTube for that one, depending on the outcome of the game
be doing that
and how late it is, because I'm old. But I'm going to have to probably take off the next day. So look out for that. And the only way to look out for that is if you are following us here and everywhere we are. So if it is your first time here, make sure you smash that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, Birds vs. Boys Pod. Like and comment right underneath. We're so close to hitting 1,000 on the subscriptions, and we just need to blow that out of the water. Anywhere you listen to full podcasts, hey, guess what? We're there. Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple. I don't even know the ones that aren't even around. We're still on there. We're on MySpace too. Anywhere, social media, that's where you're going to get clips from Aiden on TikTok, memes on Twitter, and overall anything you want on our Instagram as well. We are everywhere. Birds vs. Boys Pod. We're 1 week out. Micah Parsons is at the airport. 2nd, 3rd, 7th opinions. Our backs might hurt, but all I can do is guarantee we will be practicing next week, and we will be there for game time on Thursday for you.
Hell yeah.
Chris Hansen here, and I'm going to need you all to take a seat right over there and check out Birds vs. Boys.
I think you're completely right here, and I hate it.
Hey, idiots. Stop doing dumb things.
I got 2 phones.
Upset alert. Upset alert. I might go insane.
I think you're already there.
There's no hope. Hope is gone.
If this was an AFC North podcast, we'd be done in 15 minutes.
Bob Hope.
I'm going to drink bleach.
That is
the team you promised me you were going to be this year!
This is the Consciously Hopeful podcast.
I'll be watching.